It's interesting because people don't want to give Xbox flowers for anything that they do, despite the fact that they do a lot of things incredibly well. And Game Pass has been really successful and had a lot of things going for it, even lately, And even in a down year like 2022 was, they still had some significant things that dropped in there that made it worthwhile. Even stuff like High on Life, while not like a critical darling or anything, over 7 million people kind of played it, making it a very successful game in Game Pass. Now, the interesting part about what Microsoft has been able to accomplish so far, like this year, is they've had, in the past year and a half, is they've actually had quite a good number of first-party games, and it doesn't look like things are slowing down at all. So it's very interesting because one of the big success stories of the year so far is Palworld, and it's not slowing down, as 19 million players have played it across Steam and Xbox. It's sold 12 million copies on Steam and has secured the biggest third-party launch on Xbox Game Pass in history. So think about that for a second. That's crazy. Surprise viral gaming hit Palworld continues to reach new players, which maybe shouldn't come as a huge surprise. Pocket Pair announced that the game has sold 12 million copies on Steam and reached 7 million players on Xbox. The Xbox number includes both sales and those who played via Game Pass, but the breakdown between the two isn't clear. According to Microsoft, though, these numbers make Palworld the biggest third-party launch not made by a Microsoft studio in Game Pass history, and the company says it recently reached a peak of nearly 3 million daily active users on Xbox, making it the third most game on the platform at the time. They didn't specify which date. Of course, we already knew Palworld was popular. The game sold 5 million copies in the first 3 days. But even more interesting than all of this is the idea that, Microsoft is doing a lot more with the game than what people would expect. Like, Microsoft is going to fix it up and keep it on par with the PC version. I'm sure they probably wish that they had that already, but the way that Palworld is set up right now, that game's probably going to be in early access for a year, maybe 2. So you have that much time with this game only on your console if console gamers are looking for it. Like, I don't think Sony allows preview program games on the PlayStation. So that's very good to see, and that's a very lucky thing for Microsoft. Palworld, clearly an overnight sensation. I'm shocked by how well it's done, to be honest with you. It's pretty incredible how well they've been able to kind of do this, but it's confirmed that it's performing well on Game Pass, the biggest third-party launch ever, with more than 7 million Xbox players playing through it. Although it's been an amazing start, the Xbox version is missing dedicated servers. Fortunately, this is seemingly set to change. Xbox has now announced that they are working with the game's developer, Pocket Pair, to provide support to enable dedicated servers. In addition to this, the team at Xbox will also help speed up the process of making updates available and assist with optimization to improve the overall experience across Xbox platforms. And I quote, "On Xbox's part, we're working with Pocket Pair to help provide support for the Xbox version of the game. We're providing support to enable dedicated servers, offering engineering researches to help with the GPU and memory optimization, and speeding up the process to make Palworld updates available for players, and working with the team to optimize the title for our platform. Currently, the Xbox version of Palworld only supports co-op mode of up to 4 players, and cross-platform support is limited to PC Game Pass version of the title. On Steam, though, there are dedicated servers which support up to 32 players, so it looks like we're going to be getting the servers really quickly. Listen, this game probably took Microsoft by extreme surprise, just being honest. And, at the end of the day, that's not too surprising. Get it? Surprising. Anyway, so it probably took them by surprise, but with that being said, you really have a chance with this game to get people on your platform, so you want it to be as good as it can possibly be. You want it to have the dedicated servers and things like that. That's Microsoft's forte. Azure and all that kind of stuff is what Xbox does best. So Microsoft anyway does best. So that should be like a no-brainer. And it looks like they're sending the team of engineers to help out with like memory and stuff like that. Because you have to remember, this game is also on Xbox One. So apparently it doesn't run amazing on Xbox One. But, hey, it's still running on an Xbox One, and so I think that that's one of the things that's really important for them as well. It's like, hey, there's so many games that are still coming out for Xbox One. Yeah, true, not every game is, but it's quite impressive to say the least that they've been able to kind of still have support for that platform. Despite the fact that there was a lot of hate for it for a very, very long time, and even to this day, there's a ton of hate for the platform. I'll never understand it. Like I said, even after all these years, it's so weird to me that people hate on that so bad. I don't get it. Like Microsoft literally, the people act like Microsoft was trying to start World War III or something with it. They're not doing that. They never were. They had some ideas that, funnily enough and oddly enough, we all embrace now in 2024, right? But of course back then, no, we can't have this, we can't have that. It's just one of those things that unfortunately Microsoft will probably never ever will never actually outgrow in terms of people hating on it or whatever. So yeah, nice to see that Microsoft is getting some success out of this. Like I said, High on Life did really well for them as well, despite the fact that it got really bad critical reviews and things. But at the end of the day, hey, Microsoft has landed on something. If I were them, all right, this is just me. If I were them, right, I would 100% buy into this company or whatever the case may be. You've got this service game. It's going to be huge. Why not, right? Like this company obviously was able to kind of do something very surprising. I know people think that they're going to get sued or whatever. They're not going to get sued. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Microsoft could have this like super successful service-based game, and it's doing well. Can you imagine? I mean, this game's probably going to sell 25-30 million units. That's crazy to think about, but yeah, pretty interesting nonetheless, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have probably already played it. If you have played it, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Do you think that it's trash? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think it needs more time? I always find it funny that people are trying to trash a game that's in game preview. Like, that never made much sense to me. Like, you hear people go, oh, well, and I see a lot of PlayStation fans kind of trash this game, but it's like, oh man, that game sucks, it's garbage, it's this, it's that. They hate on the game, but at the end of the day, the game's in preview pro. They're like, oh, even Digital Foundry did their typical thing, but at the end of the day, Digital Foundry, what can you do? It's a game that's in preview, right? It's not a full release game. So I don't know what people expect, but this stuff really only happens with stuff releases on Xbox, though, that I've seen. So let me know what you guys think. I'll link this. Rack 'em up. Grab Gamer out.